Well, I know that everybody's heard by now that Joe Biden's got prostate cancer, and real bad, apparently. Well, I've been out scrolling the social medias there, watching some videos, and I've noticed that a bunch of these fake ass patriot Trump supporters are out there injecting their own opinions into the situation, as if they should actually have an opinion about it. Remember, they hate Joe Biden. They hate him. So why should they even have an opinion? Is what I'm asking. I'm like, what in the world do y'all even care about? Well, so they could still try to score some sort of political points off of it. Yeah, they're out there drawing some conclusions that everybody was covering up his prostate cancers, y'all. They was covering up the prostate cancers because that's what led to his cognitive decline. There was his prostate, y'all. And I was like, why are they doing that? Well, then I seen Donald F. and Trump doing it right there on a press conference. He was trying to use innuendos right there to make the same kind of argument there, that it was his prostate that led to some cognitive declines there. And now listen, you fake ass patriots. Let me ask you a question. Do you even know where the prostate is located at, dumbass? Well, I gave you a partial hint right there. It's located about as far away from the brain as possible inside your body. It is. It's located just about as far away as possible there. So I was like, what in the world would make y'all think, and Donald F. and Trump think, that somehow that the prostate has something to do with your cognitive ability? But I realize now it's right there in front of my eyes the whole time. I don't even know why I didn't realize it. It's because every single one of y'all's got your head shoved firmly up your own ass. So therefore, your brain is connected to your prostate. Yep, that's got to be it. Look, we're not all like that. That's the thing. We don't all have our heads shoved up our asses like you do. Okay, and while simultaneously having your head shoved firmly up Donald F. and Trump's ass, just licking on his prostate, because that's what y'all all doing there. See, and the reason why is because you are loyal to a man, not this country, and that's it. Because you're an effing cult. That's what it is. So in reality, you shouldn't have any opinion at all about Joe Biden's health situation. You should actually shut the F up about it, is what you should do. You really should. See, because you hate you some Joe Biden, right? You do. You do. And you know why? Because he had the audacity to run for president against Donald F. and Trump. See, because the whole time he was a senator, you didn't hate on him. In fact, that Lindsey Graham told every one of y'all that Joe Biden's one of the finest humans you'll ever meet. In fact, he said that if you don't like Joe Biden, you don't have a soul. That's what Lindsey Graham said about him before Lindsey Graham found out apparently somebody's got dirt on him, and he changed his tune and he started licking on Krasnoff's butthole too, right with y'all. But anyway, you didn't hate on him for the whole time he's a senator, and then you didn't hate on him for the 8 years that he was Barack Obama's vice president, and then you didn't hate on him for 4 years after that while Donald F. and Trump was pretending to be president. And you only hated on him because he followed the Constitution and he ran for president against a sitting president, as the Constitution calls for. We should do that every 4 years. That's what the Constitution says. That's what he did. So you hated on him. Have the audacity to run against our orange Jesus that way, and then beat him. Just lose your damn mind. So then you go out there with all this stop the steal bull crap, storm the Capitol, smear doo-doo on the walls, erect the gallows, try to hang the VP, take down the American flag, raise you up a Trump flag. All the dumb BS that you did. All of it. And hating on some Joe Biden. Now, let me remind you of something there. Joe Biden got more done for this country in the 2 years that he had control of the House of Representatives than just about any modern president we've got. Okay? On behalf of this country, he got things done for the American people. That's what he did. He got more done for this country than Donald F. and Trump could or would ever do for this country in a lifetime. Okay, and you can tell by the way that it is. See, what did Donald F. and Trump give us the last time? That's right, tax cuts for billionaires. That's his only piece of meaningful legislation he even passed, because that's all he cared about. What's he doing now? Tax cuts for billionaires. Why did he want this big old $1 big, beautiful plan, this big, beautiful bill. Remember when y'all said you don't want big bills? Why are them Democrats passing big bills? Now all of a sudden you ain't got nothing to say about this bill over 1,100 pages, do you? All it is his more tax cuts for billionaires. See, he don't care about you. Joe Biden did. Joe Biden did, and Joe Biden does. So shut your effing mouth about Joe Biden. All right? It ain't none of your damn business. Period. And also, they're clutching your pearls about some 8647, while y'all, just a year or two ago, were selling T-shirts that said 8646. Give me a break. Look, it's because of you people and your Republican politicians that got Gabby Gifford shot in the head. Remember that? That's because you had Republican politicians making campaign ads with crosshairs on Democrats' heads, and she got shot. Remember that? How about Donald effing Trump posting a video on his Truthless Social of Joe Biden hog-tied in the back of a pickup truck on the back window? Huh? How about that? So like I said, stop clutching your effing pearls. Ain't nobody cares about you. So STFU, all right? Again, nobody hated on some Joe Biden. Joe Biden was the only politician that would take the train back and forth from Delaware to Washington, D.C. every single day. He didn't take a car service because he didn't want to look like he was above the average working man or woman. He didn't want to look that way. So he made sure he didn't. Carried his lunchbox to work. And here you are licking the boot of a man that just was gifted a $400 million jet from the Qatarians. Effing pathetic. Shut your goddamn mouths about Joe Biden. Inmate Trump.